Hey there, Wargamers. Austin here with Death Ray Designs. And on the third day of Christmas, we're going to do base transitions. So you might be asking yourself, what am I talking about with base transitions? Let's say that you started off with an army that you've been working on for a while. You've got a couple of squads done, you got them based, you get some nice snow on them, maybe some little sprigs of grass coming up through it, and then you decide that there's something else a little bit more attractive that you want to go for. Let's say that you've got something maybe a little bit more urban that you want to do. You could just have a few squads in the one color scheme or the one basing type, and then you could have the other ones in the other, and just, in your own headcanon, you've got, they're just in different parts of whatever this area is, which is fine. But if you want to have them all look cohesive, you could have another subset of those that are your transition models. Have a couple of squads that have a combination of those two basing types to really tie the army together. In this video, we're going to look at how to transition brick over to snow. So we've got our original snow base, and we've got the brick that we want to transition to. So on our middle base, we can use a combination of our snow effects and the brick base inserts. This is a pretty simple technique, and it'll really tie your whole army together. For this process, we're going to start by putting the base topper down, but instead of just gluing that down and then putting snow on top of it, I think that it's going to be a lot better if we cut away part of the base insert and then just put the snow in the cavity next to it. So I'm just going to take a hobby or utility knife here, and we're going to slice along the edge. And now we've got a piece that we can set into our base here, and then put snow in this cavity over here. Now, if you were wanting to do this with dirt or something else, and you wanted this to look a little bit more ruined and weathered, you could also come in here and sort of zigzag this to give it a more uneven look. Like so. So that you could have this, or maybe even take bricks out of the middle that we're missing and put dirt in the middle. That would work just fine. So we're going to take a little super glue and cover half of the base with it so that we can apply our base topper. One of the other advantages to cutting our base topper down as opposed to just covering it up, you still get access to the lip of the base, which is usually a nice way to sort of contain the feature of your base so that you don't have materials going up and over the side. And also you can make them pull double duty. The piece you cut off can go on another base. Alright, so now we're just going to take some of the snow mixture we have here. This is the Games Workshop Valhalla and Blizzard, and we're just going to put a few dollops down here. And make sure that we get it pressed down. Now, it's okay to have this go out and over the edge right now, because we can wipe it back off and it'll be clean at the end. You may also find that if you're doing your snow really thin, you may want to base coat the plastic of your base white, just because if you put it on really thin, it can be translucent and you don't want to have gray snow. But we're putting it on nice and thick, so we're just fine. Now, I've got it split half and half right now, but I'm also going to have it ramp up on top of this brick just a little bit, just so we get a little bit more of an organic sort of transition here. We can just sort of pull some of this over. There we go. We're going to take just a little metal tool here, sort of press this in place and smooth it out a little bit. You don't want it to be perfectly smooth, but if you've got some really crazy peaks happening here, you might want to try to taper those down a little bit. And pulling it out on top of the base, these areas in here are going to turn translucent like we were talking about, where you don't want to be able to see the black plastic of the base, but those thin areas are just over the brick for us. So now, once we've got this on, let's try to clean up this edge a little bit. I find that the easiest way to do this is just to take my thumb and run it around the rim. So if you were going for speed basing, you could just call it right now. These look great together. You see a clear transition between them, but with these nice little grass tufts, let's add a couple of those just to further the seamlessness of the look. So there we go. We got a couple little grass tufts. And if you want to get really fancy, you can take a little bit of the snow here. Put a couple little dabs of it in the grass. So it looks like it's some little clumps. And there we go. So with just those simple techniques, you can transition between even the most disparate of base types, giving your army a cohesive theme. You can use these same techniques for scrub grass or desert or just about anything to transition them to some of our lovely base hoppers from Death Ray Designs. For more hobby ideas and tutorials, check out our previous 12 days videos and the ones coming up. There's a new one dropping tomorrow. Also, all the products that we're using in these videos are on special pricing right now over at deathraydesigns.com/12days. So go check them out. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And until next time, happy wargaming.